All right, welcome back. So real quick, we're going to minimize Photoshop here, and I want to go to the Untitled 1 and 2, and we're going to rename these files. So open up Photoshop, and we're going to close both files out. Then we're going to go back to the desktop here, and I'm going to right-click and rename. And the first file, I want to name the Move tool. And the second file, we're going to name the Rectangular Marquee tool. And also I'm going to give it the number 2, 02, and this is going to be 01. Okay. All right, let's head back to Photoshop now. I'm going to create a new file. We're going to call this 03 Lasso Tool. Okay, and we're going to hit Control S, actually Control Shift S, and I want to save this on the desktop. So let's do 03, and we'll call it Lasso Tool. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to learn about the Lasso tool. So I'm going to click here, and we're going to grab the Lasso tool right here. Now what I want you to do before we even get into it really is make a new layer here. We're going to use the Rectangular Marquee tool, and I'm going to make a box, and I'm going to give it the color black, and deselect it with Control D, and now let's go to the Lasso tool so you can see what this will do. So I grabbed the Lasso tool and I made kind of a really bad oval, right? Well, what we can do is I can hit delete and put a hole in our box, or I can hit Control Z until it does that, and then hit Control D. The other thing you could do is if you wanted to copy this part of the object, right? I could hit Control C, make a new layer, and then Control V, and then drag it out. So now we have a new shape that we created from here. Okay. The other thing you can do, and sometimes I do this actually, is the Lasso tool I'll use to delete content. So I went a little wild there. Really? Wow. Okay. Let me try that again. Here we go. So what you can do is just go around like that, delete everything, or since you can just hit delete there, you can't do this with that, is if I just went like this and delete just that section, now I have a new shape again. Okay? So the Lasso tool is a very effective tool and very useful tool. All right, so the next tool we're going to talk about is the Polygonal Lasso tool. So what this is going to do is it's going to make points. And you're going to look for the little icon of the tool and then a circle to end the tool. And it does the same exact thing as the other one. And I got to have the right layer selected. And now I can kind of rip up our box with the Polygonal Lasso tool. Okay? So it's the same idea, but this time I can go like this. I can do it with points. So I can go there. I can go here. Let's say that I want to keep that chunk. I want to keep that, and there we go. If I hit delete, there you go. Now we have a different looking box completely. Same up here. So if I hit the letter L, I can go down, over, up, 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 and down, and over, and down. And what I'm going to look for is that circle. There we go, I found it. So sometimes what happens with that Lasso tool is if you don't remember where the point is, or you lost your point, then you'll start doing random stuff like what I did there. So I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. All right, so what I'll do is, let me show you that example one more time here. So we'll go down here, over, down, across, and let's just say that we want to put it to there, right? Hit delete. Make sure you're on the right layer. Hit delete. There you go. All right, so that's the Polygonal Lasso tool. Now we're going to talk about the Magnetic Lasso tool. So this is a great tool as well. This will magnetize itself against the object that you're selecting, and it works with points as well. So what it's going to do is it's going to really press up against your object and make it easy for you to Photoshop people in and out of photos, etc. Like you could really use this to go around objects and remove them. So if this was an object I needed to remove, I'd hit delete, and now it's gone. And you can see it's pretty much gone, and there's just a little bit left. Okay, same with down here. If I did it down here, all I have to do is move my mouse, and I can go almost seamlessly with no problem around the object. Now you can see over here I goofed, but that's part of the tool. You gotta, it's kind of the way you move the mouse, so it's a thing that you need to practice quite a bit. And once you do, then you'll be fine. So I'm going to copy this. I'll hit Control C. Okay, so let's do it again. Control C on the right layer there. I'll make a new layer and then paste it there and then bring it up. Okay, so that is the Lasso tool. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next lecture.